Okay.
So how's it going? This is like we're just making awkward conversation now, no?
That's, you know, I was just gonna say, I was like, man, just go for it. No need to be so like formal. And you're like, so what's up, man? How's it going? All good? Yeah, all good.
It's that awkward part of the relationship now where you've run out of things to talk about and you're just
Yeah,
like,
and you're like,
so what else is happening with you?
your food today? You ate?
Yeah, what do you had for lunch?
I had chapati.
I had chicken curry.
Oh,
What are you going to have for dinner?
I may have chicken curry. What are you having?
I have to order something.
Try chapati.
Oh, man.
So
you got...
just one second, sorry. Mix, can you not have this toy because it will go kurkur?
I can take it away from you.
Thank you so much. The dog is eating, my dog Bagel, he is chewing on this lemon squeezy, like, you know, one of those lemon, it's a plastic toy of a lemon. And the thing is, every time it falls, you would hear a tuk 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 in the background. So, you know, hey man, I want to create an environment that is ready for recording, you know, no sound, no disturbances.
Right.
Just me and, you know.
I have four cats running around here.
You have 4 cats? Danny, I thought you had like what? I think you had 2. How did you get 4?
I had 2, then I adopted one in 2017, and then 3 months ago we adopted Rhea, the 4th one.
I love.
Now my apartment is sold out now. Now this one constant in my life that's sold out. I don't have room for any more cats. But
4 cats is nice. A lot. 4 cats is it's
a lot.
Yeah.
When you're feeding them, that's when you realize, oh my God, you have 4 cats. Like they surround you, like, you know, they come for hafta, like, no, chala, nikal. You know, it's like that. But otherwise, throughout the day, you rarely see them together. You're just hanging around in different parts of the house. So you're like, okay, I have 1 cat, or then I have another cat that looks like this. But then only during meal times is when you get reminded that, oh, there are 4. But the cats are pretty low maintenance. I mean, I can't imagine having 4 dogs in my house. 4 dogs would be mental.
You would not survive.
It's not possible.
You would not survive. Yeah. It's not having just 1. I know that there are moments where I have to just like lock myself and be like, breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe. So with 4, I'll be like this crazy, you know, you find those crazy berserk drug addicts now who are like scratching their hands and they're like, I want time. You have some time or what? I need some time. So it's exactly like that.
I don't know if Bagel does this, but if I need a timeout and I go like to the bedroom or something, the 4 of them will be waiting outside the door when I open the door. Does that happen to you?
So the thing is with him, he doesn't understand what a timeout is, right? So his entire concept of, oh, are you sad? Let me come and put my whole balls on your face. He's too FOMO,
hot stone
man.
Therapy. Hot stone therapy.
He's
got him recently, na?
So he is what I call a lockdown adoption story. Like I think with you also it's the same thing with Rhea, right? That's the name of Rhea. Same lockdown adoption story. So basically, one day before I think the lockdown all was announced, I think it was holy time. We decided that we'll just go to so we keep on going to camps. We keep on going to camps and seeing what dog we can help, how we can donate, how we can foster. And we fostered a few dogs before. In fact, like a month before we had fostered a puppy for like, just 1 week. And then the puppy found a home. And we are like, you know, you were desperate to like, come on, let's
funny. When you said that a puppy found a home, I pictured the puppy going on your laptop, going to 99acres.com. Like, I can't fucking, this Sahil is bloody weird, dude. I need to get out of here. Just
like there's a dog broker saying, "Man, आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा घर मिला है." हाँ, bone facing. हाँ, बाहर जाओ पूरे bones ही bones. हाँ, very good. Done. But but that's the thing, right? So we had gone to one of the camps and went to a camp, saw a bunch of dogs, and then I was telling her that, you know, there's a shelter in Andheri. The World for All Adoption Center is in Andheri. So we went all the way to Andheri just to see the shelter, play with some of the dogs. and there was this small little puppy in a cage. Okay, small little puppy, and we had they had announced about the puppy around a week ago called Pixie. They didn't even know the sex. They literally said Pixie has been found on the road with maggots in one eye.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, the crows had apparently pecked the eye out and there were maggots in the eye. So they cleaned up the maggots and the dog was lying there. And she reached, picked up the puppy from the cage and literally, yep. And she like, yeah, I want. So we said, okay, we petition. And we got the puppy home on a temporary foster basis.
Okay.
Q2 4 days later, mitron.
आज रात 12 बजे के बाद
nobody goes out of that house. So yeah, and then after like around 2-3 weeks of just taking care, we realized, you know what, screw it, let's just take the next leap. So
that's one of the reasons. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I was a little apprehensive to foster, because I'm scared if I get too emotionally attached, I'm just like, no, you're not taking him or her anywhere. So
yeah, it's a weird sort of relationship type thing, right? Because in life you've had breakups where the person has gone away and you feel upset, but you move on.
Yeah.
But this is almost like I always say it's like a bidai, it's like, like a shadi ka thing where now the person's gone to the in-laws and you just are like, I remember when she was so small.
They grow up so fast.
I have been saying that, I always told myself, I don't want to be like a parent. Like, do you ever want to be a parent?
Parent, like human parent?
Yeah, human parent.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens along the way. I mean, four cats have taught me enough, but about parenting.
Exactly.
But I think it's easier having, it's easier to be a pet parent than a human parent.
I mean, yeah,
you don't have to send them to college, so that's a lot of money saved there.
That's a great amount of money. No college, no nothing, and they don't fight for your inheritance, right? So at the end of it, also it's your choice. You want to leave money or no, and man, I think you don't have to worry about where are they going, who are they meeting, maybe. Oh my God, is the dog the same religion as us? Just
exactly,
other, socio-political things that we discuss on a day-to-day basis with our normal parents.
yeah. Like, is this dog dating another dog, and is that dog, doing some black magic with this dog? And if something happens to my dog, can I blame the other dog?
Exactly.
Because my dog obviously was in no capacity to make any decisions. So it's the other dog's fault. Why? Just avoid all those complication.
Exactly. I mean, you reach a situation where suddenly you're feeling upset because, both the dogs, both dogs had their own level of free will, right? And then I think one of the dogs was sort of helping the other dog by giving the other dog some substances, and
like biscuits.
Biscuits, just
dog biscuits. Who has not had dog biscuits, Sahil? Come on, who has not had dog biscuits?
At one point of time, every person has tried out dog biscuits at least once. Okay, I'm not saying I don't know. I feel everyone from our parents, and if they say that they've not had dog biscuits, then they're lying to you, because everyone has had dog biscuits. And if the dog wants to give the other person dog biscuits, it's the dog's life. That's their choice, and I think we should respect it. But that's the thing, right? That's what I don't want. I don't want my dog to be hounded then, and literally hounded. Literally hounded by too many other
lots of other dogs and bitches.
Dogs, and who just don't understand, how humanity works or dog culture works.
Being a pet parent is
the
way to go. Yeah, saves you all that. Both our DMs are going to explode.
But that is provided. See, there will be two types of people. There will be one person who will be like, what nonsense, what is this bullshit they're talking about? And there'll be a few people who will be like, I see. I see what you did there. And also, by the way, on a very side note, I would be really upset if anyone ever destroyed any other dog's kernel. Dude. That also is messed up.
I mean, every dog's kernel is that dog's kernel, that dog has worked hard. The dog had no kernel, then it ate some dog biscuits along the way. And then,
for whatever reason, I'm just saying that going around destroying kernels is not the way to,
actually, it's kennel, no?
This kernel?
Kennel.
Is it kennel? I've been saying kernel.
kernel is the inside of a coconut, no? Yeah.
I'll tell you something fun. I was doing a live stream with Naveen and Abhish, and this was the same thing they pointed out, that I have an issue where I randomly say words, but I don't know how to, pronounce them correctly. So like I said kernel instead of kennel, which is really stupid. Kennel.
Kernel technically is a word. It's just that you've used the
but you don't see a dog living in an army, man.
True.
Valid point.
True. But point made, like you shouldn't destroy other dogs. Kennels.
Long story short, whatever your vices and whatever your reasons, that's silly, going around destroying other dogs' houses and all. Kernels, as I said. Anywho, that's the thing. Let's go. Let's not dwell too much on this. There's a lot more positive stuff happening around us.
Great warm up. Oh, dude. But good content. This is good content.
Of course.
Good cold open. Speaking of content, do you find that the pandemic has put a lot of pressure on you to put out stuff?
Yeah, man. I find
it's hard. Yeah.
What? No, go for it. It's hard.
No, I'm just saying it's hard because right now we can't do live shows, and you have to keep, putting stuff out just to be relevant and visible. And there's a lot of pressure on a lot of content creators, but some content creators are really killing it in this pandemic. Guys like Republic TV.
Oh my God.
Times now. Crazy content too.
I mean, I think I was saying this handle, I think on Republic only. So I think at the rate mujhe_drugs_do. Oh my God. What a great video by that guy. Killed it, man. He nailed the character of this stark raving publicity hungry reporter who has absolutely no ethics left and is just now a living husk of what he used to be. Oh man, what a great character. What a great character. But I mean, if I were to be honest, right, like it's just it's bizarre what the past 4-5 months have been, like you would think that and I'm speaking solely from a creator person perspective, because I've had this conversation with a ton of people, and no matter what you do, somehow you feel like you're not doing enough, somehow, because you're like, you would always tell yourself that I will do XYZ when I have time, And now that you've got so much time, you're like, okay, that's too much time. I didn't need so much time. It's extra time to do XYZ, and that is confusing me, because now I have extra time, so now I need to do ABC. But what is ABC? Oh no, I'm not even finished XYZ. I'm trying to jump to ABC, and then you will never complete the alphabet. That's all I'm trying to say for everyone who is confused and in the same place. And I don't know, man, it's bizarre. This whole past 4-5 months, I would just say it's been bizarre and it's been surreal. Simple as that.
On so many levels too.
Like I don't know if you're aware, there's this Instagram has this thing, right? The algorithm. And what the algorithm does with Instagram is that, and I was having a conversation with a bunch of people where it's just mass unfollowing is happening.
Is that so?
Yeah.
On its own?
I don't know whether it's on its own or what, but basically what happens is that according to the algorithm, you're only seen, only 10% of your followers will see you at a specific amount of time. Simple.
They're doing what Facebook did. They already did with Facebook, basically.
Exactly.
Decreasing your organic reach to less than 10% right now because they want you to pay.
That's all. Everyone wants your money, right?
Mark Zuckerberg wears only one shade of gray, and I can understand what is he going to do with more money? Like he does same clothes. I don't know.
It's so fascinating. If you divide this conversation into two topics, right? If you were talking about money and if you're talking about self-worth, which both are semi-interlinked, right? If you're talking about self-worth, right? The Instagram thing is very simple. I was reading. They need you to post. If you keep posting, they will keep understanding that you're active on the app, and if you're active and it gets more comments, that will lead to more follows, which will lead to more likes, which will lead. So you're stuck in this very bad cycle that you can't escape.
You're like a hamster on a wheel now.
Yeah. Exactly. But the problem is we hamsters need money. So you keep spinning the wheel, because I was talking to someone, I'm like, unfortunately, I need brand work. Brand work will come if you have followers. Followers will come if you're posting constantly. If you're posting constantly, you need to think about that. It's that dirty wheel, it's a dirty wheel that we are constantly running in during the lockdown. And I mean, that comes.
Which I think.
Huh?
Sorry.
No, say na, please say. What are you saying?
Which this whole hamster on a wheel thing, which when I was talking about the news channels earlier, also I think it's the same concept with them. They need content to get advertisers.
Yes.
And that's exactly what they have done. Like, they don't give a shit about justice. Let's be honest. This is beyond justice right now. This is just content. They have to make money, and you've got millions of people across the country like just being so stupid about it.
Because everyone has a lot of time. It is as simple as that. We have so much time on our hands that we don't know what to do with that time. So when a news channel, and all the news channels come up with all these like theories and these, I was watching this video today, how much I laughed, where I think that Navika Kumar, right? That, you know who Navika is, right?
I know.
One of the dudes in Times Now, he's reporting, and she just walks in with a theli, and
with the bag. Yeah, I saw that. Hang on. I have some news on my WhatsApp. I saw that.
And he's like, is it true? Are those the documents?
Are you telling me? Yeah. She's like, are you telling me? Hang on. Let me clarify again. Are you telling me that you are the... Sometimes I wonder, Sahil, if they are being stupid on purpose, because stupidity goes viral faster.
It does.
Right? I don't think they're dumb. I think they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing.
It's so bizarre, but that's true. They know what they're doing. They know how they are doing it. They exactly know how they're capturing the audience's attention through whatever means possible. Like I have never ever, and I studied journalism when I was in college. Ever, and we like studied past examples, videos. This is just comedy now. It's pure comedy. You know how you see a parody of a news channel and you're like, haha, that's hilarious. It's literally that. Like I don't know, The Onion. This is The Onion. If it was in real life, this would be what we are watching on the news right now. Like, you saw the video which went viral yesterday, right? My favorite one. After they destroyed Kangna's bungalow, bunch of reporters surrounded this guy wearing khaki.
Postman.
मुझे नहीं पूछो, मैं तो postman हूँ.
Postman. That's right. Did you see the other one where they climbed onto the bulldozer?
No.
They climbed onto the bulldozer. This guy's operating it, and he's sitting. He's wearing a mask, and I think it's a Republic reporter, and she goes up to मैं bulldozer पे खड़ी हूँ. Sir, आपका नाम क्या है? And this guy like just sits back. मेरा नाम जान के क्या करोगे? And then they did that thug life animation. And we're laughing at this, but it's gone from justice for Sushant has become comedy, dude. They've turned his death into content. It's not,
it's so weird. Like, I didn't want to speak about it, like for the longest time. I've been trying not to be too political on social media, right? Because obviously how it works is that people don't understand the intent behind the words, neither do they understand the context, neither do they understand anything. At the end of the day, how dare you tell us
it's like, how dare you have an opinion? Do you get this where people are always saying, hey, you're a comedian, why are you talking about this? Hey, hello bro, I'm not performing on Instagram. I'm not a comedian on Instagram. I'm a regular guy, just like you. If you work at Kotak Mahindra, I do comedy on the weekends, but during the week I'm a regular guy.
Exactly.
I have opinions.
I'm not pimping myself out, but like I did a video yesterday which is doing really well. Like, it's got around like 250 all positive comments, and it was the exact same thing where I put up a post day before yesterday about the entire fact that rather than catching the killers of Sushant, we are actually celebrating the killers of journalism, and non-stop hate, right? So I shot a video yesterday reacting to the hate that I got, and one part of it was just me saying that, look, I'll just be very honest. I know I'm a comedian, but I also am a citizen of India.
Exactly.
I have an opinion. I have a right to voice out my opinion. You don't agree, that's your opinion. But like, don't be a dick about it, right? What's with the abuse and the screaming? Just let's have a conversation. And a lot of people are like, dude, you're right, man. And because the past few weeks have just been screaming. It has been a shouting match. It has been, and I don't know, man. No matter, okay, look, come out here and say it, and this could be like problematic. What I mean to say is that...
Say it. Nobody watches the podcast.
No, what I mean to say is that, look, when I first heard about Sushant's death, it stung. It stung for multiple reasons, not from a perspective of, oh my God, it's a Bollywood celebrity that I liked, who's gone, but also from the fact that shit, like there is obviously much bigger to this, and also because a lot of us are suffering from mental health right now.
Exactly.
And the pandemic has aggravated it to a next level. And if you think, and I'm telling people also, if you're watching this and you think that we are two comedians who are sitting, laughing, being happy, I'll let you know that I'm not. And I'm saying it, I'm not, okay? I can be happy for the camera. I can be happy on social media, but I have my bouts of where I'm like,
where you want to just break something.
Yes,
you want to
what's
pull
the
your hair
point
out.
of everything? What's the point of what I was just discussing it, like this pandemic, at least before the pandemic hit, no matter what, all of us were going towards some finishing line. Like it didn't matter where, it didn't matter who, you had some finishing line, but like after this, you're like, where are we running towards? Why are we running? What are we running?
Just existing in a vacuum right now.
Yeah. So that happened. I felt, okay, that shock. Then they said, okay, we'll investigate. Till then, I was still fine. Then when the Rhea thing started, I'm like, guys, I think this is a little too much. And and I have not been watching the news, but I keep on getting snippets, right? People just will share a meme or people talk.
Clips.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? What is wrong with our country? What is wrong? No matter who you are, you could not be celebrating this. You cannot celebrate that. You saw that visual, right? Where she's hounded by people around her and she's walking and they are pushing and shoving. And I'm like, this is just a distraction at the end of the day.
The thing is, I feel that there are so many agendas being achieved here by different stakeholders. So you've got the media that's making money. Their agenda is money. The media doesn't care about justice. If they cared about justice, they'll be talking about farmer suicides, migrant issues, but poor people's issues are not entertaining for us, right? So you don't hear about that. So,
and it's also not brand friendly, no?
It's not brand friendly, no? It's a brand dissonance.
Exactly.
How can you sell cigarettes and
speak about
home loans and mutual funds when you're talking about real issues? So there's that. So the media is making money, politicians are achieving their agendas, Kangana is settling her personal scores and hijacking the whole thing, and the public is satiating their bloodlust. This is bloodlust. The Game of Thrones season 10, 11, what was the last one that wrapped up?
It was 8.
Season 8. Yeah, season 8 was not good enough. We will create our own Game of Thrones right now. We will publicly lynch somebody.
There's a scene in Game of Thrones where Cersei is forced to take off all her clothes and walk down a bunch of steps, and people around with bells are screaming shame. People are spitting, throwing tomatoes at her. If real life is
real life imitating art.
Yeah, exactly. Then know there is something really messed up with the society we are living in. Like it's dark. It's dark, And I think that's the thing, right? Like you feel upset about yourself, right? You're like, you know what? I'm feeling upset about everything that's happening around me. Let me see the news. You feel even more upset. There is nothing right now that is helping you feel positive.
Better.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there used to be, only positive news by Atul, but then...
I was thinking about Atul. 100 साल जिएगा ना 100 हमें 50 तो हो ही गया अभी ऑलरेडी और कितना like 20-30 साल मैक्स जो रह गया है but I was thinking about Atul.
I think all of us are just looking for a little bit of positivity now, like
I think IPL I hope the IPL will change that unless they start fighting over there also, and I don't know.
Anything's possible right now. Anything is possible.
It is. What do you think about Rhea's arrest? Like how do you make sense of that?
See, I'm not an expert. I have not read through the case. I don't know any of the details. All I know is that her arrest has happened because of... If my question is, if you can be so swift to sort of deliver justice to like someone like Rhea, then I think you can easily be swift enough to deliver justice to so many other rapists in the country, right? So many other people who've done much more, much worse, right? If you can hound someone, where the fuck are the people who took our money and left the country? Where are they? Where is the bloodlust for that? Where is the bloodlust for things that actually affect you? Where, look, I'm not saying like suicide is not like, oh, okay, hata do side pe. I'm saying it did affect everyone, but when there are larger topics that affect the country and you're not focusing on that and your attention is primed on one individual in a country, you're definitely doing definitely doing something wrong. I'm so sorry, I'm getting serious over here. Like there's a you know, like the thing with comedians is that there's always, I don't know if it's with you, but like there's a voice at the back saying, "Chal, joke maar, abhi joke maar, opinion de, abhi joke maar, don't be funny, don't be so serious." But it angers me. It angers me not only that we are watching one of the biggest, how do you call it? I would call it an Olympics of stupidity. Right. It's literally Olympics of stupidity.
I feel it's an Olympic level witch hunt that we're all a part of, whether you're silent or whether you're part of the mob. We just like, if the fact that everyone's just okay with this happening. So it started with nepotism. Nepotism killed Sushant. Then it moved into what was the other thing? The money laundering. Then it was money laundering, and now we are down to weed. Consumption. And also the remand notice for Rhea's arrest says that the charges are framed on the basis of for consumption, not possession, not intent to sell, consumption. So that's like me, you and I having a conversation at a bar, and we're like, Sahil, you just go, hey man, like 2 years ago I smoked this joint, it was great, and suddenly the guys on the next table get up and I Sahil, you're under arrest. And they take you and go. That's what this is. And people are saying she's part of a drug syndicate, which I don't understand. I'm like, what? That's not a syndicate. Everybody knows somebody who's like, hey man, can you please score for me? And you're just like, yeah, I'll score for you. So everybody's part of a drug syndicate. And
I genuinely, 1 second, hold on. Sorry, there's a noise coming from outside. What I was saying is, genuinely, my favorite comment on the post was, so looks like full comedy industry is filled with druggies. And I'm like, buddy, I love your confidence. I love your confidence. You know, I love the fact that you are supporting drugs and drugs are illegal. And I recorded this entire bit, which I wanted to put out in the video, but I didn't, where I just wanted to get into the history about everything, you know, about whatever it is. I'm not saying that, you know, like, oh, hey man, drugs. Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah, weed was legal up until 1985, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't know that much history. I was
19 something. Either 1985, 45, I think. Weed was legal. In India, it's still legal in some forms.
You have bhang. Actually, forget bhang. That. Okay, I remember when I was a kid. And I was in college, and I'd gone with my friends to a village in Guwahati for a trip. Okay, that was the first ever time we had stepped out of my comfort zone. I'm understanding. Fuck, what's my country? What I want to know more about my country. And I'm in a tiny little village in Guwahati. Like, I remember we interacted with tribals. Like, it was that far away. And near the mandir, there are 5-6 people just sitting, the sadhus, and just smoking away. Okay. And I'm telling my friend, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? What is this? Isn't that wrong? And he's like, no, buddy, do you not know that it's, you know, it's in fact, it's part of the culture to do so, you know, as part of, like, you know, if you have to consider the fact that, you know, that it's a lot of sadhus do it. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't know.
So I'm just trying to understand this. So if you're a sadhu and you're smoking weed and hash, that's allowed?
I think so.
Because I don't mind, like, if I can return the rice and come back if for 2 bags of rice, na? I can give it back.
Man.
Because
I heard that term also on Twitter recently, and I was like baffled. I didn't even know something like that existed.
I knew. I've been called rice bag uh, a few months back. I started off early this year through the lockdown. It kind of picked up. I find it hilarious, dude. I'm just like, see, if you're going to insult somebody, at least like be creative with it and at least say something that will make the person feel bad.
Yeah.
You say like rice bag. You say rice bag. I I think of carbs. I feel hungry. I'm like biryani khana hai, and rice combines so well with so many dishes like beef curry. You know.
Yeah.
Have you ever had rice with beef curry, Sahil? And it's just
Oh man,
I
and
find
all of that after you have a joint. Good old
exactly.
culture.
so
I,
so yeah, go on.
it's I just found out on Twitter, like someone was so what happened was, you remember that entire phase where all the comedians were being insulted left, right, and center for everything that was happening, because there was a big phase and all of us, for whatever reason, all of us got caught in it. Now it's done.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you start again. I'm saying it's done. They've moved on to now much bigger targets. They moved on to on a target, right? And that's what it is, right? And right now, poor Rhea, I think she's just stuck. She got caught up in something that she didn't intend to. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know how to contextualize this, because this was never. Now, if you look at everything that has transpired in the last few months, this was never about justice. This was always about bloodlust. This was about, okay, here's the girl. We want to pin this on. Find a way to pin it. So we've got three central agencies trying to pin something. Like just see if something sticks. And the thing that's stuck of all possible charges is consumption of weed. Nobody's talking about where is the 15 crore that was supposedly laundered. That no one's talking about that. There's no definite conclusive statement being made by the investigative agencies about the murder. So I'll tell you what happened yesterday when they arrested, or 2 days back when they arrested her. It was like, okay, we need to give the public something.
Yeah.
It was like a writer's room. The writer's room, they had a meeting. They're like, okay, this episode is ending now, but we need something we need to give the audience something for that they'll be happy. And they're like, okay, stick and arrest. Because you speak to any lawyer worth their salt, and they'll be like, these charges will not hold in court. There's no evidence. You cannot say how much.
That's what I'm saying. It's a public arrest. It's a public arrest where all the media is covering, where people are watching. The entire country is vilifying her. That's the whole thing. She has become the country's enemy now. She will reach a point where she will become the country's enemy. Not even Sushant. Rhea and girls like Rhea are anti-national, and that it's going to reach that point, right? And the one thing that I find really upsetting is that the entire fact that if you, whatever be the reason, I don't know. I genuinely don't know, for whatever reason he may have taken his life. But why are we ignoring the fact that he could be suffering from mental health? Why is that conversation not being given attention? Why is it being made fun of? Like someone is like, they had done that. Check it out. Can you see? You can't see depression on his face. It's not visible on his face. I was seeing a video yesterday of that Sudhir Chaudhary piece of shit who's on the news saying, "Arey dekho kaise has raha hai, fir ro raha hai, fir has raha hai, fir dobara kahin aur dekh raha hai." Do you think that he could be having something? I'm like, dude, buddy, what the fuck, man? You had the right opportunity to talk about this big issue.
This was a perfect platform to finally bring attention to something like this, and I think we wasted it.
We have completely squandered it. This is literally this is, if you go to your dad, like I'm not saying like my parents have been super supportive, but you have those memes now where you go to like your Indian parent and you're like, I'm depressed, and they're like, get out of here. It is exactly this. We went with the story saying Sushant was depressed. नहीं होगा, नहीं हो ही नहीं सकता यार, हो ही नहीं सकता. Depression India में नहीं होता यार. No. Find. We'll find the cause. We'll find it.
And inevitably, the cause always has to be a woman.
Of course. Yeah.
Virat doesn't score well. We have to attack Anushka. This is a pattern that we've always followed.
I don't know, man. I just find it like the sad part is that, and People ask us why we're not giving an opinion is because you give an opinion, people get angry, you give an opinion. You don't give an opinion, people get angry, you don't give an opinion. Right now, I'm getting angry just by thinking about what should I say, what I shouldn't say, because I'm sitting here and I'm getting so, like, there are times where I just want to like grab someone and be like, what is wrong with you? No.
How do you not get this? How do you not get it?
Yeah. Hard.
Do you think Indian society hates women?
I don't know if hate is a very, I always say hate is a certain
kind of
harsh
woman.
word. Yeah. Of course. Indian society, see, there are Indians that recently this case happened in Bangalore with that actress Samyukta Hegde.
Yeah.
She was harassed because she was exercising in the public park wearing, I think, a sports bra or something like that.
Sports bra, yeah.
And the old lady just started insulting her, and then men gathered around, and I'm like, just fucking mind your own business, for fuck's sake, dude. Just mind your own. Okay, I'll tell you a fun story. Okay, I'd written an entire stand-up bit about it. Okay, I don't think to answer your question, I don't think Indian society hates women. Indian society hates anyone who does not conform to their version of what Indian society is. Simple as that, right? When I was first dating Meghna, I remember one day I was feeling really upset. Okay, so I went to a building and we were sitting in the compound and I was lying down in a lap and about to cry. And it is just a natural moment of where I just want to be in my safe space and let go of my emotions. And one guy came and started screaming at us, where are your parents? Call them, tell them, call them. So I said, yeah, fuck yeah, call my mom. I called my mom. I said, speak to him. And he's like, your son, he's lying here and doing this. Do you support this? And she's like, yeah, I don't care. Ma'am, give me your clinic number. Give me your address. I want to come and meet you. And I looked at him and I'm like, don't you fucking dare. Okay, I'm not a child, I'm an adult, and you have no fucking right to come in to my mom's clinic and convince her that her son is doing something wrong. And I'm like, kya, jana yaar yaar se yaar. And that's what I want to tell to so many people. Jana. Just ja yaar. Why are you wasting people's time? And that's the thing, right? It's very easy to put people into boxes. It's also very easy to close the box. Right? Like with Rhea, we've closed the box and now we're putting knives in the box, because we're enjoying this trick. It's not like, hey, will you get out of the box? No. Let's enjoy this. This is so much fun. This is fun. So yeah, it's a bad time for the news. I mean, then again, what else do we talk about? GDP. Coronavirus cases.
What's that? China.
Stupid.
Come on. China. What? Nonsense.
Stupid.
PUBG. PUBG. Waji.
Man.
That's crazy. What do you think of Kangana? I'll tell you what I think. I think Kangana is the most bitter, successful person I know.
I would say she's doubly successful because she can turn her bitterness into a cause for people to root for her. It's so, how do I explain? It's like she's smart. She's very smart. She knows what she is doing. She knows exactly what she's
saying. I think a big part of that smartness comes from knowing how stupid the masses are. It's very.
You can't.
She's so calculative.
Yeah.
She started with this whole, I am the only person
who knows the truth
in Bollywood who knows the truth, or who's willing to come forward with the truth about Sushant and this and that. And 3 months later now, everything's about her. She's hijacked the whole thing. It's become about her, dude.
Why? Security.
What? Yeah. Why?
It's the question. Yes. Why security? Why? Why?
Did you see that video of her coming out of the airport with, like, dude, remember when we do college gigs? Remember when you go to college gigs, they do the same thing to us. That was
Kautuk's joke, and I laughed so much.
It's so funny.
Said that. college students escorting a celebrity that you don't know about.
Yeah,
I'm
who
like,
don't give a
that's
fuck
so
about.
true.
Yeah, that's exactly. So every time we have done college gigs, it's the same thing happens. You have these kids, over enthusiastic people who are part of the security team, and then they'll form this human chain around you, and they're walking by, and as they're escorting you, and trust me, nobody around is giving a fuck. Like no one cares.
They are like, sir, we'll protect you. I'm like, there is no one here
There's no
who
one,
wants
literally.
to come near me. No one here who even knows who I am. Just
Yeah,
let me walk. It
yeah.
doesn't matter. In fact, you're creating more attention to me by forming this
By
chain
forming this
rather
chain.
than if I would have just walked normally. But yeah, man, that's my opinion about her. I have it's so bizarre, but like there was this thing, right, where when the entire uh, focus shifted to Kangna, people on Twitter are very like, right? So from becoming anti you comedians suck, they became pro Kangna warriors, because
Hmm.
that is now the need of the hour. And it's just a few months before we become different warriors. It's warriors for
Warriors
hire.
for something else. Yeah, it's warriors for hire now.
So
And
it's
all you need as a warrior today, your only weapons are a mobile phone and a geo connection, and you're sorted, dude.
yep.
You're a warrior for something.
A lot of people consider WFH as work from home, but it's also warriors for
Warriors
hire.
from
That's exactly what. And
yeah.
how do you do it? Just WFH, bro. Just do it from home. So yeah, man. The more I want to, the more I think about it, the more it angers me. So I don't want to also. And it's not like I'm shying away from giving an opinion, but it's just
Mm.
it's stupid. Everything is stupid. Everyone is stupid. We've got bigger things to deal with, and we are just focusing on the shallowest fishes out there. Like, just move on, guys. Just fucking move on.
Mm.
Like, I turned on the news the other day. I got so angry just watching the news, and I'm like, just get your fucking shit together, man. What the fuck are you guys doing? And then I've become that guy who screams at the TV, like when how those guys used to scream at the TV for a cricket match.
Yeah.
Are catch karna. I'm that guy, but now with the news.
Mm.
I'm like, are band karna. Are band kar. And no, sweet little, you know, I'm saying this. I used to like Arnab.
Did you see that video of the mujhe drugs de do, mujhe drugs de do?
Yeah.
I watched that video and I was genuinely, for a brief moment, I was genuinely concerned that he's either reaching out for help or sales targets are really high this month.
He is so.
Oh God.
That video is classic. It is classic. So like that's how I ended my video. I ended my video saying that let's have a conversation. Let's not scream at each other anymore. But in case you're still angry, you're still hyperactive, and you still don't know what to do with your life, then I just have one thing that you should ask for. And then I cut to Arnab saying, drugs though, drugs though, drugs though. And that it's such a perfect cutaway for any sequence. It's just a perfect cutaway. मुझे चरस दो, मुझे गांजा दो, मुझे acid दो, मुझे LSD, MDMA दो. I'm like, Arnab, buddy, you have it already. You have it. Don't ask. It's coming out of your pores.
I think if Arnab wants to get high, he can just sniff himself. Like he's only the drug, dude. It's just they don't need anything else.
It's if anyone is watching this, and whoever is watching this,
all five of you.
All 5, 10. How many of you? Hey, don't be that, Daniel. I've seen you've got some pretty good views. Don't be so modest also. So all 10 of you. No, but whoever's watching this, it's high time you start having a conversation with your folks, if not with your friends, and just we can't do shit, but you can just start having a conversation and discuss as to what the fuck are people consuming. And I know it's tough, but try changing the consumption patterns. I know it's the same thing like in global warming, right? Someone's like, dude, if I just say one plastic bag, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
True. I don't know how that will help, but at least you've made a difference in your and someone else's life. And that's what I'm telling you.
I said the same thing on Faye's debate also. I went on a couple of weeks ago, and I was just like, we spend so much time fighting with strangers on the internet, thinking that they're going to change their opinions. It's never going to happen. You're not going to change anybody's opinion on the internet. But start with your parents, man. Just switch the TV off, and they start watching that shit. I read this report that the reason why they're going on and on about Rhea and ignoring every other news channel is because the TRPs have gone through the roof in the last couple of months. And who's watching? It's your parents, it's your folks. So make them understand what is happening. Switch the TV off too. Like I have a rule whenever I visit Goa at home with my parents. We don't watch the news. I'm like, I can't watch this. I'm going upstairs if you're going to watch the news. So speak to your parents, like you said, speak to your friends, talk to them. You're not going to change anybody's mind on the internet. So,
but you can try, and trust me, trying to fix the situation right now is way better than encouraging how broken the situation is, right? It's a broken situation, and I think it's high time now we start applying band-aids, because it's now broken beyond repair, So whoever's watching, please, I beg of you, try it. Just try having a conversation. That's all. Yeah, man. I've stopped. My parents don't watch news. They watch Netflix now. They watch Happy. I give them smart TV, Netflix, nonsense. Any every day.
I started watching Suits. Have you seen Suits?
I saw one season and I gave up.
You didn't like it?
I wasn't too interested in it. It was, I don't know, maybe, see, the thing is with every show, I believe you have to be in the right mindset. I wasn't in the right mindset. I'd seen it when it had first come out. Maybe if I see it now, I may just enjoy the show.
Okay. So I just started watching it. I really like it. I've already in season 5, I think, right now. And I think last week I posted a story about it's my new favorite show on Netflix. I woke up in the morning and then like 4 or 5 people have started dropping spoilers.
Dicks.
What is this? Like, what is this need to, like, I have to ruin something for somebody? Like,
I never do that then. That's why I don't tell people what I'm watching or what I'm playing till I've actually finished it. Or if I'm telling them it's something that I've already seen.
Yeah.
If people were to drop spoilers, fuck you. You're blocked.
Yeah, straight up.
You're the worst human being. Straight up worst human being out there.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there should be a law that if you drop spoilers, you should be shot by a firing squad. Straight.
I agree.
Straight up. Like,
I think that's what happened. I think Rhea gave Sushant spoilers. Dude, in Game of Thrones, Bran Stark is the and then that's exactly what happened.
And then he went, that's a very, very extreme reaction to spoiler Sahil. You ruined this show for me. Panka kidhar hai?
But I don't know, man. It's the same thing, man. It's just, I just wish there was more conversation on other stuff. Which reminds me, let's have a fun conversation. Let's talk about fun stuff, man. People want to talk about fun stuff.
Tell me. Okay, let's talk about fun stuff. Tell me about your podcast. A podcast.
I'm so proud of the joke. I literally, when the lockdown first started, I was like, hey, I've got a joke. It's podcast. PAWED cast. And the other idea was, which Jose has already done, I wanted to just talk to plants and call it a podcast. That's...
Such Sahil things.
So keeping that in mind, so the plant one I didn't do, I did the dog one. We said, you know what, we've got enough experience in dealing with pets. So we said, you know what, let's just sit down and shoot an episode, okay? And we had a lot of people who are asking. So before lockdown, a lot of people are like, okay, what are we doing? And 1 month, 2 months into the lockdown, they're like, wow, dude, we've got a lot of time at home. Maybe this is the right time to foster a pet. Maybe it's the right time to adopt a pet. So we got a lot of questions in our inbox, Goodies Boys of Bombay, the page we run. So we said, okay, cool. Let's just shoot a video talking to people about what you should consider before you buy a pet. So like if anyone asks us, hey, sorry, I'm so sorry. I said buy, my bad, never buy, adopt,
never buy,
don't shop, always adopt. Came out accidentally. But we made a list of questions as to what you should ask yourself before you adopt a pet. Are you ready? Are you financially ready? Are there people around who can take care? What is your lifestyle? And we shot that episode, put it out. A lot of people enjoyed it. We said, okay, cool. Let's do one more episode. So the idea is that we've written a whole bunch of episodes out, right? And the previous episode was on cats, totally dedicated to cats. about how we feel that a lot more people should have cats. Now cats are better than dogs, and dogs are better than cats. That entire discussion that we had, and we just wanted to bust some myths around cats. And I think the next episode that we are planning on shooting, it's going to be about how to deal with a dog that has some disabilities.
Okay.
So how do you live with a dog that has disabilities? Like for example, like for Bagel, right? Bagel would be considered as a disabled dog, but he's completely normal. He doesn't have one eye. His eye, middle of the lockdown, we went to the center, got the eye removed, got it stitched, gone through a lot of shit. But now
is he fine now?
Completely fine. He's the happiest. So
I think you should get him like a pirate's patch.
Everyone has said that. Everyone. His account also is Bagel the Pirate. One day the patch will come and it will all be good for him. Okay. But we wanted to talk about that, because a lot of people also have dogs. Like I know people who have dogs that are paralyzed from the waist down. I know a dog that didn't have arms and I think only hind legs. So we wanted to, because also the center rescues a lot of paralyzed dogs, right? If a dog is in a car accident, no one will adopt a paralyzed dog. And it's the same amount of love. Any paralyzed dog or cat, it's the same amount of love. Just because the legs don't work, that doesn't mean the heart doesn't, right? So we just want to emphasize on the fact. And the whole idea
and I
of
think
this...
also, I think also when it comes to special needs pets, I think unlike humans, like when we have an accident that changes our life, we go down the whole self-pity mode, the whole anger mode, and that whole phase. It's nothing like that with pets. As long as they're alive, I've seen this too, as long as pets are alive, they're the same. You get the same amount of love, energy, and enthusiasm from a dog that has 4 legs versus one that has just 2. And I've seen this for a fact. So I think what you guys are doing is really cool.
Yeah, and we think about it, honestly, no one would have taken Bagel. No one would have, because he had an eye with a hole, and then you do surgery, and then just having a one-eyed dog. And people are under the assumption that indie dogs aren't good, which they are the best. And then one-eyed indie dog, I don't know, So anyways, put all that aside. Basically, we are in touch. Good Spice of Bombay has been going on for, I think now easily a year, I think 2 years maybe. But we are in touch with a ton of animal rescue services, ton of animal centers in the city as well as country. So all that we talk about is not just us chit-chatting. It's a serious, informative podcast filled with some fun elements, along with actual facts and statistics from the organization. So the whole idea is, if one person decides to watch this podcast and adopt a dog or a cat, we've made a change. We have made a change, and that's all that we want. We just want to make a change for good in society. So yeah, that's what the podcast is, man. It's a
so
fun,
do you have people
who
do you have do you have people who've adopted pets after watching your work or following your page, and they get back to you
lots,
and like, hey,
lots.
That must be fun, no?
We, for the past, since we started Good Boys of Bombay, we have helped rescue pets. We have facilitated adoptions. We have helped find pets that were lost. We have done a lot of good work. We've had people on our page put up an adoption post. Hey, I saw your post on the page. We've helped figure out fostering. So we've done a lot that way. So in that sense, we have. It's a nice this thing.
Then when you said fostering, I just remembered that the only animal that I have fostered are snakes.
Yeah, where are they, by the way?
So I'll tell you the whole story. So people have, I don't know if you saw, I've posted pictures of me with snakes.
Yeah.
And or sporadically I've done that. People are DMing like, what is this thing? Like, because they know me in a certain way. And you're just like, why are you looking like Mowgli with snakes in your hand and stuff? So when I was doing my MBA in, I think this was 2009 to 2011, part of our course was we had to do an NGO internship. So we had about 4 internships. One of them was a social internship. So I didn't want to work with an organization that dealt with people. I was, again, very animal centric. And there was a friend of mine from Goa who worked with an NGO called Green Cross. So they deal with the rescue and relocation of snakes and crocodiles and other reptiles. So he said, come to Goa for 2 months. And I'm like, great, I have a home there. So this works out really well. So I spent 2 months with them doing that internship. where I learned about snakes, the different kinds of snakes, the different, what are the venomous species, non-venomous species, how to handle them, what to do in the event of a snake bite, what not to do, etc., etc. So I spent 2 months with them, and then I came back to college, and it coincidentally, my college is the SIMC is in a very hilly region. So it's kind of like hills all around us, a lot of like forest area and stuff. So there are a lot of snakes over there.
This is SIMC Pune, right?
Yeah, the campus in Lovely.
I've been there. I've been there. I know what you're talking about.
That's the campus. So during the rains and stuff, that place is like lush green, like a hill station, and there are a lot of snakes. So, and like these are actual snakes, and not the people. The not the people who pretend.
It's my ex again. Time to rescue her.
So then me and another guy, we became the de facto, snake rescue guy. So whenever there was a snake in the classroom, the girls' hostel, wherever, we were the guys who had to go and, do these rescues. So that's how I got involved with the rescue and relocation of snakes. So I'm actually now, so since then, I'm trained to, rescue a snake, relocate it safely.
That's so cool.
So if there's a snake in your house and you go, Danny, I don't know what the fuck to do, I'll help you identify the snake. If it's a venomous snake, then I can come over and rescue it, remove it safely, and then take it somewhere else. So I've done, we've given talks in schools about what to do, how to identify venomous snakes, what to do in the event that you get bitten by a snake. What are the different kinds of, there are two kinds of bites basically when a snake bites you. There's a dry bite and a wet bite. So what do you do in either instance? So there's this whole side of me that's very actively involved in wildlife.
That's very fascinating, man. And I'm serious, like the idea of the podcast is to consider all sorts of wildlife. Okay, so eventually we will be talking about birds, we will be talking about snakes, and like when we do the snake episode, this is I'm definitely going to call you, because this is really actually fascinating stuff,
Also, FYI to anybody watching this, it is illegal to have a snake as a pet. So don't like go out looking for one. It's not legal in India.
I think back.
No, but but we could do an episode where I talk about,
for sure, man.
what to do when you come across a snake and stuff, because we have that visceral reaction that if we see something we don't like, we should kill it.
Exactly what had happened.
With animals, like snakes, Muslims, whatever. Like, we just want to always, pile on or be violent towards something we don't like. So, I feel, we should come. We should do that.
For sure. It's the same thing, right? When I see leopard deaths happen, right? There are two sides, right? There are two sides. If you were to talk about the leopard death coin, there are two sides. One is the fact that, oh my God, the leopards have attacked children, dogs, watchmen, and you can understand your first human instinct is I must protect my kin, so you want to kill the leopard. Okay, get it. But the other side is that you have encroached on the land. The leopard doesn't have place to live. The leopard doesn't have. You can't. It's so tough. It's one of those questions where both sides are wrong, but at the end of the day, it's humanity that's screwing everything over, right? Like I'll tell you something very lockdown has made me super nihilistic. Okay, super.
Same.
Yeah.
Like nothing. This is all pointless. We are all going to die. I stand on the balcony. I'm like, we are all going to die. Why are you buying bread? It's okay. Just don't eat. Eventually, your fate is going to be the same. Yeah,
it is. I have been something will happen. I'll shoot a video, and the thought will come: why are you shooting it? What's the point? Everyone's going to die. What are you working towards? Why are you working towards? And then I'm like, whoa, buddy, not now. After 9 o'clock. That's our daily chat time. But that's the thing, right? So and there's a park where I stay, okay? It's in South Bombay, and there's a park called Amarsan's Park. And what I loved about the park was that whenever you would go, you would sit on the edge of the park, and there would be the rocks and the waves lapping up towards the rocks. And it was the most calming, beautiful thing. And South Bombay doesn't necessarily have a lot of spaces, not like even the suburbs have, but like there are these 1-2 spots of calm, where you could sit, look at the sea, there's no barrier, and you just feel relaxed, And Meghna, she's like, I want to go for a walk, and I'm like, come, let's go to Amarsan's Park. She's like, I want to see the sea. I'm like, trust me, best spot, all of South Bombay. Took her there, and I realized they're building that fucking road from Worli to wherever, right? They're building that other coastal road. if this is where I sat and this is where the water used to be, now they have built so much road that the water, you can't see it, let
They've
alone hear a
reclaimed that land.
faint. And I was so upset and so angry. And so I don't care. I really don't care. I mean, I get it. You know, maybe people's work times may become faster. I get I'm talking from a space of privilege, but fuck, man, humans need to all get the fuck
Chill the
off this
fuck out.
planet. We are.
Do you think we'll make it another 500 years
Not possible.
as a species?
Everything is anyways reaching its end limits. Mumbai has been reclaimed more than it should have been reclaimed. We are on the brink of a lot more shit happening. We are killing off our animals. We are killing off our food sources. The icebergs though melting is though, let's not even get into that territory. We are fucked.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but speaking of icebergs melting, I saw this meme the other day of Leonardo DiCaprio. This is a global warming joke, basically. The polar ice caps. It's a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio with glass floating in the water. Dude. He's like swimming in the water or whatever. So this ice after the ice caps melt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and they put like a speech bubble saying Rose. He's looking for a rose. It is the funniest fucking thing ever. Like, I'll probably put it up on the screen.
Oh shit!
But
it's just.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's basically, I think it's hard to be optimistic today.
More than optimistic, it's getting tougher and tougher to believe in a future. And of anything, you know, you believe, okay, you know what, I believe in conservation, and then you see what's happening and you're like, fuck, I can't believe in the future of this. Oh, okay, I believed in democracy.
Yeah, I mean, we also believe that if we all donated money to this one particular guy, he will use it for COVID relief. And then, I mean, it's just one disappointment after another.
And
but I'll tell you what helps me get out of this hole when I get into the nihilistic space before I wrap up. Here's what I do, okay? And I think this happens to us a lot because as comedians, I think we're very sensitive to a lot of things, not just to whether it is to situations, to the news, to online, offline, everything that we encounter. I think we're hypersensitive. That's what makes us who we are. So whenever it gets too dark for me, or whenever it gets too nihilistic for me, I follow this page. One is Yes Theory. I don't know if you've heard of Yes Theory.
I love Yes Theory. Someone has told me the guy Amar from Yes Theory and I have a very similar looking face. And sometimes it happens. Amar, the Egyptian guy.
The Egyptian guy. Okay, I probably.
And?
So I watched the Yes Theory videos. There's another page, I think it's called Earth Wonders. And they have pictures and videos of such scenic places around the world, you know. And these are naturally occurring. These are not man-made. They just exist. And I think what has happened is somewhere along the line, I feel that we've forgotten that the planet is really big. Like we still think that because the internet technology has made communication so, you know, infinite and kind of shrunk the world, we think that everything is small, but the planet is really big. And for me, then I'm just like, you know what, I want to go see this place, or I want to be here at this spot. So I kind of keep earmarking all the places in the world that I want to see that are not connected to the things that are getting me down.
When you will get a chance. Yeah, that's also
when the time comes.
The future of travel doomed again. So that's what I'm trying to say, right? Is this lockdown? Again, no, not meaning to bring you down, and not meaning to bring anybody down during this chat.
Who would have thought that in a conversation between Daniel and Sahil, Danny would be the optimistic one, and Sahil will be like, "Listen, man, sorry, I don't know why you're making all these plans to travel. We're all doomed, okay?" So
but even EIC said, EIC means we were doing a charcha discussion and they were like, dude, what is happening to you? Why are you throwing such shade and being so negative? And I'm like, well, I guess I think the true side has finally come out. It gets, you know, I know like we've spoken a lot, but I'm just going to say this. You can't be happy always. It's not possible.
That's true.
It's not possible. No one is happy all the time. Everyone has different emotions and different feelings they go to. Sometimes the other feelings overlap the happy. Just because I'm a comedian doesn't mean I have to be like, joke.
But to be fair, you have that persona. Like over the years, you've had that persona about, you're the happy-go-lucky guy who's always, you're doing the puns and you're always.
I still do. But now I'm letting my I don't give a fuck persona also come out. As you get older, old people have that, hey dude, fuck it. And then I'm going to say what I want.
And you got married also. So, I mean, so it kind of like, you've become more of a realist now. I think like you kind of like, are you in your 30s now? Like, how old are you?
1 year away from reaching.
1 year, yeah. So you're getting into that really adult phase of like, I really don't care. I'm going to just say it or I'm just going to feel it. So
I was having a discussion today with Kaneez also, and Kaneez was also like, look, I've reached this point where if I want to say something, I will say it and I don't care. Whether people get offended or don't, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, that's the way. The day we all start living a life like we don't care what other people think. And honestly, it does matter to us because our job depends on what you think. If you don't like this video, it hurts. Which reminds me, please like this video and tell your friends to share and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, man, just fuck it, dude. I don't care. Let you be optimistic. You be you, girl. I'll be what I am.
I think what we're both trying to say to whoever's listening in now is that just go with it. Like don't be one kind of person all the time. You don't have to always be happy. You don't have to always be sad. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel like, this is a doomsday scenario. Nothing's going to work out. It's fine. I think there's too much pressure today to live the perfect life. You always have to be looking your best. You have to always be thinking your best. Fucking be whatever the fuck you are, because eventually hum sab marne wale. Fuck it. Okay, around that note, I think I'll wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for joining me, Sahil. This was a lot of fun.
This was a lot of fun.
Always fun hanging out with you.
Of course.
Everybody watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit like. Okay, the reason why creators and comedians and everyone says hit like is because when you hit like, when you hit comment, the algorithm recognizes the engagement and pushes the video out for more people to watch. So even if you just want to say A or B or whatever, lulz, whatever it is, you don't have to like come up with some grand thought. Type something in comments. Hit like. If you've watched it, just hit like anyway. So that more people get to watch this video. There's a pay as you like option as well for those of you who say, hey man, I have some money, I want to give it away. Click on that link and help fund the podcast. All payments received for the podcast goes towards the production of the podcast itself. And I'm not buying sneakers with that money, I promise you. So thank you so much for joining me. Hit like, comment, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please check out Sahil's podcast. It's called Podcast
on Goodies Boys of Bombay on Instagram. And also you can check out my YouTube channel. Just type Sahil Shah Comedy and you'll check it out.
Excellent. All right. So that's all from both Sahil and I. We are going to tune out now and go back into our nihilistic space.
You ended it with Daniel Fernandes.
You started it, has now become you ended it. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.